Most people think sound is something you hear. That's already the first mistake, a fundamental misunderstanding of its true power. Sound doesn't merely begin in the ears, it originates deep within the fabric of existence, resonating through your very being. You can feel the profound rumble of a bass note before your mind even recognizes the melody. You can sense the subtle tension or soothing calm in someone's voice long before you consciously process their words. Sound moves us, stirs our spirit, and influences our energetic state before it ever informs our intellect. Sound and frequencies have been subtly shaping your inner landscape, your spiritual equilibrium, and your deepest self long before you ever consciously noticed its pervasive influence. It's a constant, silent conversation with your energy and soul. We often think of sound as just some background noise, an incidental accompaniment to our busy lives. It's the music playing while we drive, the voices chattering as we scroll, or the television murmuring while we half listen, half engaged. But here's the cool part, and I'm sure you've noticed your entire mood, your energetic vibration, can shift dramatically without a single word ever being spoken. A room can instantly feel calm, sacred, or even tense, purely from the underlying tonal quality of its atmosphere. Certain voices can deeply relax your nervous system, while others can subtly drain your vital energy, leaving you feeling depleted and exhausted. This isn't some abstract, mystical concept. It's a scientifically observable, undeniable part of our reality. Our nervous systems, an ancient and wise part of our being, responds to vibration and frequency far faster than our conscious thought can process. Sound is pure pressure, rhythmic pulsation, and dynamic movement through the very spaces you inhabit on a daily basis. In essence, sound is physical, an energetic force that interacts directly with your cellular structure. We often like to believe we are thinking our way through life, making rational choices. But more often than not, we are being subtly tuned, our internal state harmonized or disrupted by the unseen currents of sound. The question is not if sound affects you, but rather how deeply it penetrates and influences your spiritual and physical well-being. Think about commercials on TV and the music we listen to. They all affect our mood in one way or another. Before your brain even begins to interpret the complex layers of language, for example, our body, your very essence, registers the raw vibration of sound. This is why you can instantly feel a sense of comfort, trust, or even an intuitive warning of danger in someone's voice when you are speaking with them. The pure tone, the energetic signature, arrives first, bypassing the intellect. The logical explanation, the conscious understanding, always comes later. Sound possesses an incredible ability to bypass the logical mind, flowing directly to the nervous system, the seat of our primal responses. This is precisely why certain ancient chants like Om, sacred songs, or specific frequencies can feel very grounding and deeply healing, even if you don't intellectually believe in their power. Belief, in the conventional sense, isn't a prerequisite for their effect. Sound is everywhere, and it influences everything. Here is a profound truth worth internalizing. Sound doesn't ask for your permission, it simply arrives, permeating your being. If your body, your intuitive self, reacts and responds before your mind can even form a thought, what other unseen influences might be subtly shaping your inner state, your spiritual path, your everyday life without your conscious knowing or awareness of it? Take a second to consider frequency not merely as a component of music, but as a powerful, invisible force, much like the air we breathe. Some sounds feel expansive, opening your heart and mind to new possibilities. Others feel constricting, creating a sense of tightness or unease within your energetic field. Some frequencies can make you breathe deeper, more consciously, without you even realizing the profound shift occurring within. This isn't merely an emotional coincidence. It's a direct, physiological, scientific, and spiritual response all at once. Your heart, your brain, and your breath already operate within intricate rhythmic patterns, a symphony of your own being. Sound doesn't introduce rhythm to your system. Rather, it interacts with, amplifies, or disrupts the inherent rhythms that are already present within you. This is why prolonged exposure to chaotic, dissonant noise can be so utterly exhausting, draining your vital life force. Conversely, why steady, simple, harmonious tones can bring about a sense of calm, restoration, and inner peace. You're not simply being entertained by these sounds, you are being subtly synchronized. You're influencing your internal rhythms, bringing you further into a state of alignment. This is why binaural beats are so popular right now. Here's another insight to think about. Your inner state, your spiritual vibration, is always seeking to match something in your environment. Sound, through its pervasive influence, often decides what that something will be. So here lies a deeper, more introspective question I want you to think about. If your most intimate internal rhythms can be so heavily influenced, who or what has been unconsciously setting the tempo for your life? If sound can quietly shape your inner rhythm, as we've been exploring, then choosing what you tune into really does matter. Every voice, every tone, every frequency you allow in begins to set a tempo within your life. If you're interested in surrounding yourself with clearer, higher quality teachings that support focus, insight, and inner alignment, you can explore my work at the6secondsage.com. Now let's take a look at ancient cultures and how they attuned to the subtle energies of the universe, never treating sound as mere decoration or entertainment. They understood its profound, foundational power, treating it as a fundamental structure of reality itself. Chants were not simply songs, they were sacred tools, potent vehicles for transformation, healing, and spiritual evolution. Drums, for example, were not merely for performance. They were precise timing devices used to synchronize consciousness, to induce altered states, and to connect with the divine. I will explain how to use the drum to spirit travel in later videos. These ancient wisdom keepers didn't need elaborate scientific explanations for why sound worked its magic. They simply observed with reverence that it did. They experienced its undeniable effects on the body, mind, and spirit. Modern culture, in its relentless pursuit of intellectual understanding, has largely flipped this ancient wisdom on its head. We strive to explain everything, to categorize and analyze, yet we often notice very little of the direct experiential impact. We meticulously measure frequencies, label them with scientific precision, and endlessly debate their theoretical properties. This is all fine, but the human body, the spiritual vessel, still responds to sound in the same ancient intuitive way it always has. Here is the line in the sand that truly matters, a timeless truth. Sound was never primarily meant to impress your intellect. It was always meant to tune your being and to align your spirit. This realization raises a somewhat uncomfortable yet crucial question. If sound possesses the incredible power to organize and elevate human awareness, then it stands to reason that pervasive, chaotic noise, like in the cities and in our everyday jobs, can just as easily disorganize, fragment, and diminish it. Here's the thing that most people, even those that are on a spiritual path, like myself, often overlook. It's not solely about the conscious, intentional sounds you choose to invite into your life. It is equally, if not more, about the incessant, often unconscious sounds we passively tolerate and we have become dangerously fine with. Let's be real for a second. Consider the constant background chatter of TV's LED screens all over the place, the relentless barrage of digital alerts, the endless stream of commentary from media and social feeds. Our modern nervous system, always stimulated and rarely if ever experiences true, profound silence anymore. And silence, contrary to popular belief, is not an empty void. Silence is where absolute serenity exists and far from empty. Silence is a sacred, fertile space where your entire system has a chance to recalibrate, where your spirit can finally hear its own whispers. It is where deep healing occurs, where intuition blossoms, and where true self-discovery can begin. Without this essential sanctuary of silence, even the most calming, harmonizing sounds lose their effect. Everything becomes stimulation, a continuous input, and nothing truly becomes grounding or deeply restorative. That's why I continue to say finding peace is the foundation of our work. The overlooked yet vital truth is this: sound works most powerfully, most transformatively when it is not constant, when it is punctuated by the wisdom of stillness. This means the core issue isn't necessarily that people fail to use sound intentionally in their spiritual practices. It's that we rarely, if ever, experience its profound and healing absence. Ask yourself, when is the last time you truly had silence for a moment? I mean true silence. Maybe never, and that's okay. If you have never allowed your internal rhythm, your spiritual pulse, to truly settle into the deep silence, how would you ever truly recognize or fully benefit from it? This is something that genuinely helps to align and elevate your being, but only a small percentage care to learn. That's why I'm glad you're here. You don't need access to esoteric frequencies or secret hidden knowledge to embark on this journey of self-discovery through sound. What you truly need is to be consciously aware of sounds more as you move through life. Begin to notice, with gentle curiosity, how your body, your intuitive self, responds to different sounds before your mind has a chance to react or judge. Pay close attention to which sounds draw you inward, fostering a sense of peace and introspection. And equally, observe which sounds scatter your energy, creating a feeling of fragmentation or unease. Sound is not something to be mastered or controlled. It is a medium through which to listen, to learn, and to understand yourself more deeply. It is, as we mentioned earlier, like air, because once you truly realize that your inner state, your spiritual vibration, is constantly being shaped by the unseen forces of sound, you will inevitably begin to pay far more conscious attention to what you are aligning yourself with. This profound question of alignment doesn't simply end with this message. It follows you like a gentle echo into every room you enter, every conversation you engage in, and every quiet moment you choose not to fill with external noise. As we wrap this up, remember the key takeaway is simple. Sound influences our attention, our mood, and our internal rhythm more than we usually realize. What you expose yourself to consistently shapes how you think and feel. If this grounded way of looking at sound resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more deeper dives into subjects like this. You can find spiritual eBooks at the website if you're interested. Thanks for spending your time here. Choose what you tune into carefully, and as always, stay peaceful.